migration has always been a problem on the southwest border, meaning we've always had this where people cross back and forth. Controlling the border is a complex issue. There are many things that go into what we do here, controlling the borders in these areas. And the main objective, obviously, is to control our borders. We could always use more manpower, but there's other things that we use other than just manpower. We use technology, we use infrastructure, as you see near San Ysdro, where you have the double fencing. We have remote camera systems, other technologies like the UAVs we just acquired. We bought some unmanned aerial vehicles. So there's other ways than just just actual manpower that we use to control the border, and we use a mix of all these different things in order for us to be able to do our job. Traditionally, San Diego has been one of the busiest sectors in the Border Patrol. This year we've been overtaken by the Tucson sector, which is now our busiest sector in the Border Patrol. However, we still do have a number of apprehensions. This year we should have around 125 to 130,000 apprehensions in the San Diego area. That's significantly lower from our pre-Operation Gatekeeper numbers. From 1994, when Operation Gatekeeper started, we were catching over 500,000 people in San Diego sector alone. We've had approximately 20 deaths this year related to border crossing related deaths. It varies. It varies from weather exposure, whether it be heat injuries, cold weather injuries, vehicle accidents. We've had a couple drownings this year due to the rains down in the San Ysdro River Valley. It varies. The people, they'll throw rocks at us from the Mexican side of the border. So they get up on the fence or in high ground above the fence, and they'll throw rocks as the agents drive by. So many times we don't catch the people that are assaulting the agents. You know, it's not uncommon for agents to be, the most common types of assaults that agents encounter, at least in our area in San Diego, is rockings, whereas they're driving somewhere along the border, or they could even be walking trying to track groups out, and they'll be rocked by individuals, rocks thrown at them. And that's a common occurrence. It happens several times a week in various places along our 60-mile stretch of border that we cover, actual border area. And also a couple months ago we had an agent that was shot at with a high-powered rifle during while he was investigating a drug smuggling load. You know, it might be busy in San Diego one time, might be busy somewhere else another time. There's no way for us to predict or control where and when people cross. The rockings have always been a part of our job. Being a Border Patrol agent is a very dangerous job, and agents are aware of that when they're hired. They know the risks. They know that, like any law enforcement job, there are dangers. And also, the idea is that with our new technology, the infrastructure that we're able to bring today that we didn't have, say, 10 years ago, I think the border is more controlled now, meaning we're more aware of who's crossing, where they're crossing, and we're more able to respond to those incidences than we were 10 years ago. We do have contact. We have a Mexican liaison unit, and they do coordinate with Mexican law enforcement, and they do respond. If we call them up and let them know one of our agents is being rocked in this area, they will send people out there to investigate it and try to apprehend those people. You know, not that I'm aware of. It could happen, and but we don't have any confirmed reports of the Mexican military coming into the United States. Well, we catch, here in San Diego sector, last year we caught people from over 76 different countries. From all over the world, China, Brazil, Ukraine, a lot of different countries. We catch a lot of different people here, but there's a lot of infrastructure here. You have Tijuana, which is a major metropolitan area with a lot of access from the interior of Mexico and whatnot. And also San Diego has a lot of available transportation where they can further themselves into the country once they get across the immediate border region. You know, again, we do catch people from many different countries, as I stated. Many of them are Islamic countries. We've caught people from Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, Syria. You get all these, but that doesn't necessarily relate to terrorists. Not every person from Iraq or Iran is a terrorist. Sure. Just because they're Muslim, there's people from France that are Muslim, there's people from America that are Muslim. It doesn't mean necessarily that they're terrorists. But we do catch people from those countries that are suspected of having terrorist-related ties. As far as the Border Patrol is concerned, again, as long as they're not breaking any laws, they have a right to be out here and assemble. They're on public land. They're not doing anything wrong. And we always encourage our local communities, that the people that live here all the time and that we deal with on a regular basis, to report any suspicious or illegal activity that they see. And as long as the Minutemen or the watch groups, whichever watch group happens to be out here, as long as they stick to what they say they're going to do, which is watch the border and just report any suspicious activity, then that's not a problem. As long as they're abiding by all the local, state, and federal laws.